Now in trigonometry, there are two special right triangles, or really just two types of right triangles that can exist. And if we know the particular right triangle that we're dealing with, we can actually predict the length of the sides without knowing much else. Now the first type of a special right triangle is the 45 degrees at 45 degrees triangle. In this triangle, the sides that are adjacent to the 45 degree angles are equal, while the hypotenuse is root 2 of whatever those side lengths would be. What I mean by that is, whatever the side length is of either of those sides, your hypotenuse is going to be that multiplied by root 2. Now what does that mean? If we have a 45 degree and 45 degree triangle here, and we know that one of the sides is 2 meters, but we don't know the other sides. Well, we know that the sides that are adjacent to the 45 degree angles, they're going to be actually equal to each other. There's a 1-to-1 ratio between this side and this side. So if that side is 2 meters, then we know that this here is 2 meters as well. Now, in terms of the hypotenuse, well, remember that it's a root 2-to-1 ratio between the hypotenuse and either of these sides. So if this is 2, then the hypotenuse is going to be 2, and let me just write it in a proper pen here, 2 times root 2. And this would be the side. So again, what's nice about these is that you only really have to know one side length, and you can quickly approximate the others. The second type of right triangle is the 60 and 30 degree special triangle. The side that is across from the 60 degree angle is always root 3 of what the side across from the 30 degree angle would be. So the ratio between those two sides are root 3 across from the 60 to 1, which is the side across from the 30 degrees. Now, the hypotenuse is always going to be double the side that is across from the 30 degrees. So again, once we know one side, we can use the 2 or root 3-to-1 ratios to figure out the other sides. So using the set ratios that we outlined before for the 30 degrees and 60 degrees triangle, let's say we start off with a value of 3, which is right across from the 30 degree angle. Now, remember that the side that is across from the 3, or the 60 degrees I should say, is going to be root 3 multiplied by whatever the size of the side that is across the 30 degrees. So in this case, that would be 3 times root 3. And that would be the size of that side. By the same token, remember that whatever the size of the side that is across the 30 degrees, your hypotenuse is going to be double that side. So we can go 2 times 3, and that is going to be equal to 6. So once again, if we think about it in terms of x, if the side across from the 30 is x, then the side across from the 60 is x multiplied by root 3, and then the hypotenuse is 2x. And hence, with those ratios, we have our sides highlighted here.